Hello, welcome to this American history course. My name is Lonnie Glosson and I'll be your instructor. This video is a chance for you to kind of go over some of the highlights of what you need to know for this course. But in addition to listening to me in class go over this or watching this video, also be sure you print out your syllabus, read it carefully, and be sure you know all the policies and due dates that are in that syllabus. First of all, to tell you a little bit about the course, your textbook will be the book American Stories. It's the only text that you'll need to purchase for this class. All the other materials that you'll need, study guides, other reading materials or assignments, these can all be found on the course webpage. First of all, let me go over grade policies. For this course, you'll be graded based on your quiz average, your assignments and activities average, your unit exam average, and finally your final exam average. The quiz average is 10% of your grade, and that's based on the reading quizzes which you'll take each week in class. Every week you'll have an assigned set of pages to read, and either at the very beginning or at the very end of class, or sometimes even maybe during the middle of class before the break, we'll take a reading quiz. I will take the 8 or 10 best quiz grades and figure your 10% average based on that. So if you miss a quiz or you leave early and you're not there when we take the quiz, you just won't get a grade on that. You can't make these up. So the more quizzes you take, the more grades you'll be able to drop, probably the better quiz average you will have. The second 10% of your overall grade is the assignments and activities. Some class periods will do some kind of an activity or simulation in class. You'll also have certain assignments. Every unit will have some reading assignment where you'll read some document or some particular paper and answer some questions about it. Another part of that activities and assignments grade is your attendance as well. So, if you miss 1 or 2 classes, that's not going to hurt you. But if you start missing a lot of class, I will deduct points. So you do want to be there for class. The third portion of your overall grade is 60% based on your unit exam grades. So at the end of every unit, we'll have a test. There'll be 5 units total, and the first 4 units will each end with a unit exam. The type of things you'll find on that exam will be multiple choice, matching, a few short answer, possibly a short essay. And you'll have a study guide to kind of help you prepare for these unit exams. Now at the end of the 5th unit, which ends the course, that'll be followed by your final exam, which will be 20% of your overall grade. The final exam, unlike the unit exams, which will be either 30 to 50 questions, it will be a 100-question test, but don't worry, you should do fine on it if you've prepared well. A third of it will be over Unit 5, the most recently covered material. And then the other 2/3 will be some comprehensive questions from the other units that you covered earlier. It won't be little nitpicky things. It'll be the big, important things, which hopefully you've learned throughout the course. So that's how your overall grade will be measured. A couple of other important policies you need to be familiar with. As I said, with attendance, being there on time so that you don't miss a quiz, that's important. I do not, however, drop students for missing too many classes. If you decide that you just don't want to finish this course, or you're not going to do well in the course or whatever, and you want to drop, you have to do that yourself. I don't drop students. What I do is just continue deducting points, assigning zeros when you don't show up for things, and I give you the grade at the end of the semester that you've earned, which if you stop showing up would be an F. So if you do want to have a W and withdraw from the course, be sure you know when those withdrawal dates are and take care of that yourself. Hopefully you won't have to do that. Hopefully you're going to do very well and get a good grade to reward you for your time in this course. Another policy you need to be familiar with, if you miss a unit exam, not a quiz, but a unit exam, I do have one makeup day, the very last regular class day before the final exam. I will allow people to make up one test if you missed that test. This isn't, I blew the test and I want to retake it. This is for students who missed the test entirely, were absent on that day. Now, if you miss more than one test, then you have a problem, because I only allow you to make up one test. So be sure you're here for the test days. Preferably don't miss any of them, because the makeup test will be an all essay test. And I think most students would rather take the normal test than have to do the all essay test. But it is there if there's a real emergency for you to make up a test. Now, some of the things that will help you do well in this course are found on your web page. First of all, if you look at the course web page, every unit, there's a little introduction video on there just to kind of help you out, tell you what you should be looking for as you begin the unit. Also, there's a study guide on there. And what you want to do is, before you start doing anything else in a unit, print off that study guide and keep it with you. As you do your reading, look for the terms that you find in the study guide. That'll help you know what's probably going to be on that reading quiz that'll be coming up. And it's a good idea to go ahead and kind of jot down notes, write down what these terms are. That'll help you to learn the material as you're going through it and to understand what's really going to be important and required of you on the exams. Another thing that will be useful to you there on that page, I have in each one of the sections the assignments. It's also on your syllabus if you print it out, but every week there'll be a certain number of pages you need to read, which will be quizzed over the following class. Also, the link to the reading assignments that we'll have are on this web page. So if you go to this web page and click on that link, it will take you to the reading assignment where you can read whatever's been assigned and then answer the questions about that. And finally, I also have on there a little set of outline notes. In class, I'll have PowerPoint presentations which we'll be following along with as we take notes. And if you want to kind of get a jump start on class and take a look at what we're going to be covering in a lecture, or if you've missed class and you want to see what we covered, you can click on these outline notes and look at the presentations. It won't have every bit of information there, but it'll give you an outline of what we covered and kind of help you figure out what we've covered in class, or maybe even if you want to, you might, I don't know the technical way to do all this, I'm not a great computer person, but you might be able to somehow download that and even just type your notes into that or something on your computer while you're listening to the lecture. But whatever works for you, it's there so you can kind of figure out what we're going to be going over in class. A couple of other important things. If you have some type of an emergency during the semester, I understand you're taking this course either as a night course or as a summer course, depending on which semester you're in my class, but I know you have lives built around trying to be a student. You got jobs, you got family, you have other things that often interfere with trying to be a student. And so if you have some type of emergency which is going to prevent you from being in class for several days, or you're afraid might even keep you from being able to finish the course, be sure you don't just give up. Contact me, talk to me if you want to try to complete the course. If possible, I'll try to work with you and help you. It's my goal as your teacher to help you get a good grade and to help you be successful in this course. So if you do have problems, get in touch with me. The best ways to get in touch with me are to use my email. My email at the college is lglosson@kilgore.edu. You can send me an email there. Don't use it for regular communications, but if there's an emergency, that's a good way to get in touch with me to let me know what's going on. I also have my personal email, which I often check, which is glossontx@yahoo.com. Either one of those two, if you sent me an email with an emergency, I'm likely to see that fairly quickly and try to respond to you. The email that's on the course page, really, I wouldn't leave any emergency messages or questions for me there. Probably my other two contacts are the best place to get in touch with me if you have an emergency. Other than that, a couple of other pieces of advice. As you're going through this course, start studying as soon as you start a unit. Don't just take a few notes, forget about it, keep your books closed, and then when we get ready to take a test, pull them out the night before and try to cram. Review your notes. Take good notes. As you read, write down notes. Prepare yourself well in advance for these unit exams, and you should do well. And if you do have problems with understanding material or finding answers, give me an email or see me after class. I'll be glad to work with you, help you find strategies to succeed. Remember, I am here to help you do well in this course. But remember, you've got to work hard to do it. This is college. So put in good effort. Do the best job you possibly can. Get the help that you need, and hopefully this will be a very good semester for you. I hope you have a good semester. Work hard. Now get started with that first unit.